Yo, I got 2 points of conversation that I want to talk about. I've been busy though. Man, the nation been busy, baby. I've been busy. So I finally got some time to talk to you all about this. Daniel Jones of the New York Giants football team reached out to Tony Romo to get pointers, to get some information about the offense, to get information about Jason Garrett, to get information on how he should train and work out. Here's my thoughts on that. Great move. Great move by Daniel Jones, because if you had an NFL comp, you can say that Daniel Jones is a poor man's Tony Romo. Let me repeat, Daniel Jones is a poor man's Tony Romo. They play similar. They, elusive. He can evade and things like that. So I think that he got a lot to improve on. And no, he's not the 2014 Tony Romo, but he's like the beginning stages of a Tony Romo. So, and there's nothing wrong with players reaching out to, I guess, players who played the game. That's a smart and wise thing to do. It is a very intelligent thing to do, to reach out to somebody that can help you go through your progressions better, to help you understand what to do and not to do within the confines of the offense. Now, is it good news for our Dallas Cowboys? No, it's not good news for us. Because I think that Daniel Jones, everybody booed him and everything, but he showed some flashes. And I know I'm going to get a few people to say, nah, Law, he just trash. Yeah, man, he's going to be this, he's going to be that. Look, I look at players as if they can always improve. I've seen for many of years, what we see with Pat Mahomes is uncommon. What we've seen with the Russell Wilson, although, he don't put up the best of the best numbers when he first started, but he was consistent. And what we see actually, believe it or not, with the Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz and all of those guys, is really uncommon. It's really uncommon for those guys to play at that particular level. Now, Lamar Jackson, if he can put up what he did last year again this year, then I'll put him in that same room. Of course, everybody crowned Lamar Jackson last year. Nevertheless, if he can do it again this year, then you really got to say to yourself, man, but these young quarterbacks, normally back in the days, it takes 5-6 years. But we with the fast food mentality now. Everybody want to be Joe Montana day one. Everybody want to be able to say, well, hey, I'm this and that day 3 or day 4 or year 1 or year 2. So it's kind of like that, basically, if I can put those things in the confines. So I look at it like this, and I look at the Giants. I'm not saying that Cowboy Nation, we should be fearing the Giants, but this is me objectively speaking. He goes into a system whereas they invested in that offensive line. They went and looked at the situation and said, okay, we're going to give you a better Saquon Barkley by having a better offensive line. And on the defensive side of the ball, we try to put pieces around so that we can give the ball back to the offense. Oh, let's reassure the offensive line again. So they put in places or tools in the right places so that they can help grow their team. And I like DeAndre Baker. Nevertheless, he's out there on the news. He's trying to rob people. He's trying to kill people. I think that somehow, he was at this spot. They was playing some cards or dominoes, whatever it may be, rolling dice. Who knows? They was gambling. And he decided to say, okay, hey, dog, give me that Rolex. Oh, matter of fact, give me those watches over there. And matter of fact, give me those slippers, those shoes, those necklaces, all of those things, those glasses. Oh, those mine. Now, he pulled out a semi-automatic weapon and held people at gunpoint and robbed them. And they said it was crazy because the getaway car was a Lambo, and the getaway car was a BMW, and the getaway car was the Mercedes, and I'm talking about the 2020 Mercedes, not the 2019. So they got an arrest warrant out for them. DeAndre Baker and Quentin Dunbar. I think he used to play for the Washington Redskins. Now he's on Seattle team or something like that. We will see how the NFL, Roger Get Down Goodell, is going to handle that situation. If according to what I know, it'll be a slap on the wrist. It'll be a flat out slap on the wrist. So I look at all of those things. You guys know how this thing go. And if they do suspend it, brother, it won't be plastered all over the news and the airways and things like that. If anybody want to say something, they would say, well, Earl Thomas like, yes, finally somebody else they can talk about. Somebody else got into trouble. And they don't have to talk about my situation and my scenario about my beautiful wife. They don't have to talk about that now. They can talk about those things. But I do look at everything, collectively speaking, this division. I tell people time and time again that the NFC East is not the NFC East. What's go down with this particular division is that there's no other division that got more Super Bowls than the NFC East. We play each other rough, rugged, tough. Hey, rivalries within every game of each other. We can say, yeah, this about the Eagles. We can say that about the Washington team. And we can say this about the New York Giants. But when Sunday comes, when we play them, they give us their best. Oh, Lord, every team give each other their best. I mean, say something with that. But not like this division. We play each other rough and rugged from the echoes of the whistle and from the start of the game to the end of the game. And the fan base itself, we can't stand one another. We talk so much trash amongst each other, but it's good. It's always a conversation of joy. It's always a conversation that we have to have within the confines of the conversation to say to ourselves, man, we're going to whoop your ass, you know. But I know people just try to say that this division is trash. But those Redskins, they coming. They coming. That defense going to be nasty. They brought in a real head coach to their organization. And to me personally, that's all they was missing. That's why when the Philadelphia Eagles had Chip Kelly, we was having parades. We was loving every bit of that situation. Then they went and got them a real coach. Nothing really much changed because Chip Kelly ripped that team in half, but when they brought in some true coaching, yes, that first year he was just trying to learn himself on how to get out of the weeds or what have you. Then the following year, bam, they made some moves. They looked at everything, and they made it all the way to the big dance. And the reason why the Eagles fans and pretty much the Redskins fans, they don't talk that much stuff. But the reason why the Eagles fans talk all of that trash, because they know it's equivalent to the Dallas Cowboys having Jason Garrett for all of those years. They had a piece of it when they had Chip Kelly. They know it. Deep down in their hearts, they know it. They know it. They know that these Cowboys, you fool around. Look, they know more about our team than some of the casual Cowboy fans. They do, because they love to watch the Dallas Cowboys. They love to know all of the players. They love to know who got in trouble. They love to know what happened with this particular wide receiver number, who made it to the Pro Bowl and who didn't make it to the Pro Bowl. And they love to throw in the fact that, hey, man, you guys haven't won the Super Bowl since 1995 and 96 season. It's been 25 years. You guys are this, you guys are not that. But they know it, baby, because they watching real close. Man, they got their ears to the ground of the Cowboy Nation, because they say, man, if the Cowboys in any of the years of the stretch of years outside of the Parcells years got woken up and got the reality break and hired a real head coach, we're in trouble, trouble, trouble. That's what they were thinking. Now we got us a real coach. I'm not trying to put Mike McCarthy on this pedestal, but damn it, let's put him on this pedestal. We know for sure what Jason Garrett was all about. Now, going back over to the Giants, what we've been saying all of these years, with Jason Garrett. I think that he's a wonderful person. I think that he's a smart, intelligent guy, but he's no head coach material. Now, Red Ball over there can just sit back and do what he need to do. Get all of the offensive line together. Get the quarterback talking to Tony Romo. Get this going. You know, for dog sure, they go to the Duke game together, so you know Jason is going to reach out to Tony and say, hey, I got my new son, Daniel Jones. You don't mind going to this Duke game, talk to coach over there. And Tony going to be like, yeah, let's go talk to him right quick. You know how this thing go, baby. So to me personally, you know, Cowboys Nation, we shouldn't fret about this, but we should, you know, take a page out of this, put it back in the playbook and say, okay, Daniel Jones trying to improve himself. And we should look at this day and say, okay, the Washington team, the defense, ooh, looking nice over there. They're looking real nice. And then we should look at the Eagles and say, okay, we know even when they had the Chip Kelly of the world, they still try to put forward the best fight. And they're going to do that. And their fan base is going to talk a lot of guerrilla, you know how I go? But neither here nor there, I can say this right now, nation. We going to be all right, baby. All we got to do is continue to take one day at a time, one movement at a time, brick by brick. Stack these things together. Everything else will be fine. And when you think about it, with this particular coaching staff and the players and the things that we got going on, we're going to be all right. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.